Hey guys, what's up? Nico again here. And in this 3D Printed Profits episode, I got Jason here. Jason, where are you coming from, man?
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las Vegas, Nevada. So Jason's here and he's going to talk to us about his business, just like all the other people on the interviews. And all his links are going to be in the description below if you're on YouTube. And if you're on your favorite podcast player, it's going to be in the show notes. Make sure you guys stay to the very, very end where I'm going to give you your own product ideas. You can start your own 3D printing business. All right, so let's get started. Jason, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So give me a little bit more of your background here, man. Are you an engineer? How'd you get into 3D printing?
Okay, so my background, I
Chef.
was for 27 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that. And then we had restaurants. 2020. Well, okay, let me back up. I started 3D printing in 2017.
Okay.
I had a restaurant, and since I had nothing to do, I was there day to day, but I was bored because all of my employees were doing all the work. So
Were you head
I was
chef?
like, I was the owner, and I didn't have to. I'd stepped in when it got busy, but at that point, I was like, I didn't need to be on the grill or whatever. I just stepped in when it was needed and ran the day to day. But so I started doing cakes, and I was doing these huge, humongous cakes, and then cake pops became real popular. So I was like, hey, wait a minute. I jumped on Etsy and I was like, these cake pops, I could do stands. And I saw everybody doing, out of wood. So I started doing them out of wood. And I was like, this takes too long. This is too messy. All right. So, and then I looked into 3D printing and I bought a CR10 in 2017. And I started doing cake pop stands for my business and selling a few on Etsy, you know. So, and then in 2020,
So that's
right?
what you sell. You sell cake pop stands. Is that all
No,
you sell?
no, I don't even sell those anymore.
Okay. So let's go to the business aspect, the
Okay.
business side. What is it that you sell?
I sell Hot Wheels track pieces.
Holy shit. We went from cake pop stands to Hot Wheels. All right.
Yep.
Tell me that story. How did we go from cake pops to Hot Wheels?
All right. So 2020 hit, and one of my friends owns a couple food trucks, and he's like, "Hey, man, can you come? Can you come help me?" So we're doing this huge convention at uh at the Las Vegas Convention Center, and all of a sudden they come. This was in February. They're like, "Hey, everything's shut down. There's this thing called COVID, and everybody need, there were 2 million people. They're like, okay, everybody go." So I was like, all right. Came home, got COVID. Actually, that day I caught it at some point that day. Got real sick. Didn't know, really what it was. Because I never go to the doctor, So I'm like, well, not for a cold, and that's what I thought it was. So got better in May. I don't know who if John Oliver, you know who he is?
Nope.
Oh man. Okay, so he's a comedian. He's got a show called Last Week Tonight, and on HBO. And I started watching it, and he's like, since there's no sports, we're gonna sponsor marble racing and give this channel $10,000 to continue doing their content. I was
Okay.
like, what? What the hell's marble racing? So I watched it, then watched like 18 episodes right in a row, and then the YouTube algorithm was like, hey, you might be interested in Hot Wheels racing. I'm like, what the heck is Hot Wheels racing? So I watched a video. I was like, oh my God, I totally want to do this, build a track and everything. So I started looking into it. There was none of these track pieces that this guy that I was watching his channel, he made them all. I was like, that's cool. I have it. Wait a minute. I have a 3D printer. So I started going through his going through all of his posts and everything, and then he's like, "Hey, come over to my message board, and I'll show you the files that I have." I was like, "Okay, cool." So he's like, "You know what? I have this turn and a start gate. You're more than welcome to print them and sell them." I'm like, okay. So I posted, "Hey, I have a 3D printer. I'm going to sell this for this amount. And then I have this other part over here for this amount." Went to bed, got up the next morning, $850 sitting in my inbox.
No kidding.
I was like, oh, okay. So June 8th,
On
2020.
one order?
No, no, it was like 30.
Okay, I was like, holy
Yeah,
cow.
sorry. Yeah, it was like 30 orders, because like I was selling this one piece for like $20 and the other one for 60.
Gotcha. Dude, that's
And
awesome.
then it just blew up from there.
So how much are you making a month now, profit?
Profit right now about 3,500.
Dang. Wow. That's a big number.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that's not including the other $3,000 that I put back into the business every month.
So you take what are you doing with that 3 grand? What is that 3 grand putting back in the business buying you?
All the material, I
That's not
say
3 grand worth of filament though.
no, 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 no.
Did you
Well,
buy
I
more
also
machines? I mean, are you
well,
buying
yeah.
more machines every month?
I usually I It really depends. Like I usually the last 6 months I've bought two more minis, Prusa minis, and they take forever to get here. But so that and marketing and product development.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's gone way past
So
what
is that
I
guy the
can do.
only guy who's designing these tracks, or are you designing them now too?
Oh no, 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 no. He doesn't. When he offered this to the public, he stopped designing. He's like a huge content creator. I mean, he's got uh, I want to say like 700,000 or 800,000 followers,
Jeez.
and they chime in every week. It's crazy, and his content is like watching ESPN, but you're watching Hot Wheels race. It's a full diorama. I mean, it's crazy. It's fun.
That's pretty nuts, man.
Yeah.
So $3,500 a month. I'd say that's a California mortgage.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad I don't live in California though.
Uh, um, and so what happened next, man? So $850 is sitting in there for
Yeah,
your orders.
I, I
And what
panicked.
happened next? So you buy more machines. Are the
So
orders is that consistent?
so I average. I mean, last month I had 2 horrible weeks. I only made like 2 sales, which has never happened in 2 years.
Dude, it happens, man.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's what I chalk
That
it up to.
and the state of the current, the current state
Yeah,
of the country. But
exactly. The trickle down effect from everything that has happened caught up, a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh man. But so okay, so I had my CR10. I get all these orders. I immediately buy 3 Ender 3s.
okay,
Get those, put them together, get those running. I had those for about a month, and then things really got crazy. June 8th, like I said, I officially started the business June 8th, 2020. And by August, I had 10 Ender 3s and a CR10 and a CR10S.
out of boy. So you got a nice factory there, pal.
Yeah. So, and I was cranking out as fast as I could. Even now, there's a 5 week waiting period for some of my products
What a
because,
problem to have.
yeah, well, the issue is that if you want to have good customer service, I mean, it's okay to be 5 weeks out. If you can
That's a
communicate
long
with your
time, dude. That's
customer.
over a month.
Oh yeah, yeah. And these products are not cheap. They're paying over $200 for some of my products.
Atta boy.
So, I mean, they're very labor intensive to build,
They are.
and there's a lot of electronics in it. Uh, so
Are you
and I'm a
charging those
one.
electronics at cost?
No, I don't charge anything at cost. You never make. I mean, you can't live. This is my full time business, and I run it just like a full time business.
So you
You
have the
know.
restaurant in this?
No, I'm sorry. So no, I sold the restaurant 2019.
Hmm.
2019. So I was like,
Congratulations.
oh yeah, thanks. I'm happy to be out of that for sure. Uh, but it has gone, it's crazy. I mean, some months I'll do $8,000 and then other months, 35, 4,000,
It
you
happens,
know.
man. So
Yeah.
what filament do you use?
Okay, so I started out using Sandu's. I think it's called Sandu. It's a Canadian company, and they were really good. And then they doubled their price. So I was like, okay, that's a
That was
lot.
aggressive.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, it went from $12 a roll to 24. They're back down to now, I think like 19. But so I was like, okay, I would like something. I like everybody else, I kind of dabbled and got what I could to see what was good. And like most everything, a lot of it was made in China, and I just didn't want to have that issue where quality control.
Sure.
So I found a company they manufacture in the United States. It's 3D Max. It's this company right here. I don't know if you can see that, and it's backwards, I know, but
Gotcha.
it's like I think the three is the Roman numeral three, 3D Max.
Is it on
Uh,
Amazon?
I don't think so.
Okay. Make sure
Yeah,
to link that. Make sure
I will.
we'll give the company some love.
Yeah,
Make sure you
definitely.
send me the link to buy their
Okay.
filament. We'll give that company some love, man.
Okay, for sure, for sure. Yeah, so I use them. Their filament is very reasonable. The one thing about shipping PLA across, well, I ship globally too. I mean, there is not a continent that I have not hit with shipping. So like I
Hot
have
Wheels is
50.
that big, huh? Holy
It's
cow.
if you look up Hot Wheels, Mattel, just the Hot Wheels division does $3 billion in sales.
No way. And
So
you
yeah,
got your blue ocean. That's a big piece of that pie, Jason.
yeah,
Congratulations.
so when I started this, there was one other. I had one competitor really, and we did separate things. Like my products, we have the same like start gates, but mine is completely different than his. He developed upon the original guy, the video that started all of this. He developed on his platform, and I went and designed my own stuff
Gotcha.
completely. You know, I'm I so Hot Wheels has a 6-lane racetrack. I'm the only one in the world that has a turn for that racetrack. It's 6 lanes. The
Nice.
plastic is 2.5 pounds
That's a full
for this.
spool.
Yeah, it's over a spool. It's over a spool of filament for one turn, and it's 12 or it's 6 pieces. So, and they take 16 hours each. Each piece takes 16 hours.
Okay. So I'm glad you're
So,
charging appropriately for that. I mean,
yeah,
you already have you had a business for a while.
yeah,
So there was no, you knew what you're doing. You still know what you're
yeah,
doing.
yeah. I'm trying. I am trying.
Awesome, man. So how else does the business make money aside from selling the tracks? Do you have
I
design services? Do you have print services?
No, neither. I also have. I've gone from just the track pieces to I have a laser, uh, a very large laser cutter and
Mm-hmm.
engraver. So I also make things like this that hold the
Oh,
cars,
gotcha. So okay,
and
if
then
you're on a podcast and you're
uh
like, what are they looking at? Don't stop the car and start going on YouTube. Wait till you get home. All right.
Right.
If you're on YouTube, lucky for you, you got to see that nice little case. But if you're on your podcast, just it was a case for the Hot Wheels cars.
I,
Relax.
I also do signs for people to hang, like
All right.
the
Anna
collect.
from one of our first episodes makes signs, and she makes damn good money
Yeah,
from it.
yeah, she does the
Office and
office.
other movie signs, other show signs.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. So I've watched all of your interviews.
Thanks, man.
Good
It's a
job,
lot of
by the
fun.
way. Very good, very good.
Um, so what was your when you first started? What struggles did you have when you first started? How'd you get
Not
over it?
knowing, I did not know what the hell I was doing. I mean, I'm coming from a kitchen background, and all of a sudden now I'm in manufacturing. I'm like,
Yeah, two opposite ends of the spectrum there, man.
right. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I had like 3 whiteboards on a wall, and I'm writing down orders and erasing other ones that I finished. And I'm like, there's got to be a better way. I mean, now I have clipboards for Etsy and my website and PayPal and stuff everywhere that I sell. So it's, yeah, it was difficult, and the only way to get over it is just to do it. You know.
Gotcha. So what options have you tried to increase sales? Have you done like Etsy ads, so on
Yeah.
and so forth?
The Etsy ads, when I first started Etsy, they actually let you opt in to do it, and now it's like you don't get to opt in, you just pay. But they have a little thing when you list it. Do you want to advertise this? And I always click no, and yet I always get billed for ads. And I'm not complaining. You know, I hear a lot of people that you do interviews with, and basically everywhere, that say, Etsy takes too much money, and and I get that, but you're not pricing your products right then. If they're taking too much money and it's hurting you, you're not pricing it right.
So let's talk about pricing a little bit.
Okay.
What kind of profit margin is your target?
My my so on the overall product, it's 200%.
Attaboy. Good.
You know, because again, this is a business. I'm not doing this as a
Man,
side
okay, I just
hustle.
realized that was the same formula for food.
Yeah.
I was like, hold up.
What?
It's times 3 for food. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good job. See, you guys, listen. Jason knows what he's talking about. He's ran a business for decades before this one. So for anyone who's having a trouble with pricing, right there, it's a 2 to 3x markup, and that's fine. People will pay that. If people are going to complain about it, you don't want that person as a customer anyway.
Yeah. And the great thing about having doing business prior to starting a business, I mean, you kind of know what your pitfalls are going to be and how to quickly overcome them. But in the business aspect, the financial part, I was pretty well versed. But going to manufacturing, I was like, I had a 3D printer. When I bought that in 2017, it sat in the box for a month. I was so intimidated just to open it. I was like, and then I opened it and I put it together and I printed
Was the
the.
learning curve that bad? I don't think it was that bad.
It wasn't. It was my brain saying, "Hey, what the hell are you doing? You're a cook. Why are
And
you
that's
doing this?"
that's what I was saying too. I mean, I have an engineering background. I studied
Mhm.
engineering um, in college, but so that definitely helped. But even looking at it, I was like, this is not that bad as far as learning curve goes. It really
It's
isn't.
really not. No, and like when I bought these Prusas, I have six. Uh, I have six of the 3S Plus and two minis and two CR10s still. But maintenance is in it still gives me anxiety. Like this morning, I woke up and one of my prints that takes 17 hours stopped printing about halfway through. It was still going, but there
I
was
tell you
air.
what, man, for anyone who's 3D printing, for them to do a steak sous vide, they get anxiety.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's different. It's just different.
Yeah.
So you have your own website and you have Etsy,
Mhm.
correct? Is
Yes.
there any other place that you sell to?
Well, I've done in-person events in Vegas, like Christmas time. We go to these craft fairs,
You would
and
think
there's a
eBay. I thought you would be on eBay.
I can't. Well, okay, so at the very beginning we talked about having too much business. It's like I have 5 week wait. I went on eBay and listed one of my start gates, and it sold in 3 minutes. And I was like, I can't I can't give good customer service.
It's time to, and that's that. The answer to that is it's time to scale, Jason.
Yeah, I agree.
It's time to
I'm
scale. I think it's time to hire people at this point.
Yeah, uh, I really want to, but like the issue is now I'm starting to toy with the idea of an investor. I've had a couple people offer to invest in the company to help me grow. Uh, but like I said, this is my business. And I have family come in like twice a week to help me with shipping. And my mom is a great help bringing her old ass upstairs to help me out. Just kidding, mom.
Don't give your mom the link to this podcast. Um, so I was going to ask you what's working today in terms of marketing, but it sounds like you really just want to catch up.
Yeah, I mean, I do I do Amazon, not Amazon. Oh, yeah, I am on Amazon now. But I'm still not really discoverable because uh they want me to go through the onboarding process with a where they call me and we go through everything. And right now I just don't have time to do that.
Gotcha.
So I'm
Well, I
like, oh,
appreciate your time being here, man.
oh no, I appreciate you inviting me for sure.
This is great. So what's next for you? What's the future of JLH Crafts?
The future, I actually have okay, so I partnered with a design company in Switzerland. And the owner is Italian who lived in Paris and moved to Switzerland. So super nice guy. And we're working on some products that are again revolutionary. I have several, but I'm the only one who manufactures them in the world. And these other products that we're going to be doing are going to be mind blowing for diecast kids and adults alike. And moving forward, I've developed a couple new products that I haven't released yet that I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do a Kickstarter for that will allow me to get a space. This is one of my rooms upstairs that I've converted into my warehouse
It sounds like you
factory.
need your own building at this point.
Yeah, a small one, mind you, very small is fine.
I mean, just a
But yeah,
warehouse, like just a small
yeah,
garage.
yeah,
Maybe, I mean, just a 2-car garage with rows of printers. That'll be more than
yeah,
enough.
yeah. I would like to be able to expand to something like that. To have a marketing budget and uh, like 1 or 2 employees and just start making some real money.
Yeah, it sounds like you can grow that to 10, 15, $20,000 a month. Easy.
Oh, easy. If I had marketing and a couple employees, I could easily do $20,000 a month.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I mean, for you to have the income that you had from the sale of the restaurant and for you to bring home $3,500 a month in profit is, dude, that's insane. That's damn good job, bro. Damn
Thanks.
good job.
Yeah.
So, man, that's it for me. Let's wrap this up with your number one tip for anyone who wants to start their own 3D printing business.
Well, I think I have 2 tips.
Let's
One,
go.
don't get discouraged. Shit is gonna happen. I mean, stuff is gonna break, sales are gonna drop, you're gonna wake up and your dog threw up all over your carpet. There's gonna be bad days. Don't get
But is it worth it?
discouraged.
Jason,
Oh
tell me
yeah.
if it's worth it.
Oh, I don't have to leave my house if I don't want to. You know how great that is?
It's
My wife
so great.
my wife is like, let's go do something. I'm like, oh babe, I gotta work. Sorry. And the other is know your audience. Uh man, I can't even tell you all of the little side things I've done my whole life, and some of them okay, nothing great. Uh but I found a group of people that are interested in something, and I was able to capitalize on that, and they're great people. The the community that I'm in, these Hot Wheels community is they're great people, So and you got to know your people. Don't sell, medical devices if you were a plumber. You know nothing about it. Stick with what you know your people, and don't get discouraged.
That's awesome. Jason, thank you so much for being on the show, man. Great insight. Congratulations. Beautiful business. I'm so happy you found it. You found your blue ocean, and we're definitely going to talk again. I'll check in on you in about a year or so to see where you are. All right, guys. So
Yeah.
I told you if you stay to the very, very end, I'll give you your own product idea for your own 3D printing business. And funny enough, today's product idea for Chef is knife blocks. You guys can 3D print your own knife block. Now, you're like, a knife block? That's just a simple thing. What if you printed a knife block where it's a stick figure dude and you put the knife through the guy? Right? What if that stick figure dude was Julius Caesar? For all your history buffs, Julius
Or
Caesar
your
was stabbed in the
ex-wife.
back. Right? What if you made a knife block where it's an X-Wing, like the X-Wing from Star Wars, and you put the knife in there? You guys, there's so many things that you guys can do just with knife blocks alone. And I'm pretty dang sure no one's selling these cool knife blocks. Chef, am I right?
You're right. You're right. You could definitely, if you print it out of the right material, it's definitely a winner.
You guys, and that's just knife blocks. After you get those knife blocks, you can expand your inventory to other stuff, like the finger guards for when you're cutting. Just stuff like that. All right. So again, if you guys need help building, starting, and scaling your own 3D printing business, email me. We'll get you in the coaching program. We'll get you from start to finish. I'll hold your hand, all that shenanigans. So again, Jason, congratulations. Thank you for being on the show. It was great to finally meet you, man. Beautiful, great business. Wow. Great.
Thanks.
Okay. Later, guys. Next episode.